Om Shanti. We are Baba's mouth-born progeny, adopted children. Baba has given us this spiritual birth, which is very unique. We are God's first creation. We are His children. And Baba gives us our introduction that you children are Brahmins, mouth-born progeny. Baba has given us this spiritual birth so that we can sustain the yajna. We can use power of purity to transform the world. Baba gave us the aim that we all are eternally pure. So I take this journey or review my journey, look at my purity at all different levels. But now I sit with Baba, one who is purifier. He's the one who makes us pavan from patit. We were sinful and now we are pure. Baba says, children, you are a soul. And you are pure soul. You are a peaceful soul. When I heard these words from Baba, I was so touched. That Baba is saying you are pure soul. But I knew that I am not pure. But Baba still says you are a pure soul. Baba was awakening. Baba was igniting in me the flame of purity. Baba reminded me that original self is 100% pure. We all liked the word purity without knowing much. Our hearts accepted, and we decided to create purity in our awareness, in our thoughts, words, and actions. And to maintain this awareness of purity, We all began this spiritual journey and Baba taught us to connect with Baba so that in his remembrance all the impurities get burned. I become free from body consciousness, all the vices. So I sit with Baba, very close to Baba. I take drishti from Baba. Baba is the one who is ever pure. Baba is the one who is purifier. Baba made a request to us that collective power of purity is needed for world transformation. I got very inspired. God doesn't ask for anything else, but He's asking us to renounce all vices, impurity. We all, with our determination, followed the life of purity. And now, at present, Baba wants us to come out of even ordinary and become elevated. So that we can reach our destination of complete purity. Purity gives me capacity to serve the nature and also have good wishes for everyone. Every pure thought has a lot of power. So I look at myself with great inspiration and determination. I want to maintain purity of thoughts, purity of words, and purity of actions. Relationships, my all activities. I take Baba's light and power from Baba to remove even the traces of impurity. become victorious, and a bead in the rosary of Vishnu, rosary of victory. So we sit in silence and receive from Baba. Light and might.
Om Shanti, welcome to our sweet and lovely angelic family, अव्यक्ति परिवार। ओम शांति। आप सबको हमारे प्यारे अव्यक्ति परिवार में दिल से स्वागत है। The series name is Complete Purity and the Eternal Original Self। आप सभी को हमारे संपूर्ण पवित्रता आदि अनादि स्वरूप की नई सीरीज में स्वागत है।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. We are starting 1 week of cleansing or looking at our chart and whatever is needed to become, to reach to our original self, but also at present see the power of purity, how that purity is helping me to be peaceful, to be powerful, and experience success at every step. We all, Baba's children, we follow purity, we live life of purity, and we all have different situations. Some are in family, some are new in knowledge, some are many, many years in knowledge. So it's all right, but the time, the situation in the world is same for all of us. But also Baba is our guide, is taking us to our final destination. So we cannot compare, but I suggest that, you know, these sessions are not only for information or more knowledge. I think we all have knowledge, but it's more to realize, to experience, and take time to bring transformation. So it will be very good if you can keep at your chart, look at your chart, not only at night time, but whenever you have certain realizations or you find that a sanskar emerged or there were ordinary thoughts and you change them. So you write that also, that how you upgraded yourself. how you use the thought of purity. So it's always to keep it more as a study, self introspection. And so, as I said, not only chant at night time, but for 7 days, as we are in a bhatti of purity, because they burn this furnace and put gold ornaments in that furnace so that alloy can be removed. So the traces in many subtle ways are there, and they emerge from time to time. And they could cause irritation, they could cause impatience, sometimes some get disappointed, but whatever emerges, don't worry. Baba is the purifier. Give it to Baba, put in Baba's fire through remembrance. So keep giving, keep putting in the fire so it gets burned. So we're creating like a real bhakti. In Path of Bhakti, even here we have 7 days course, but in Path of Bhakti, whenever they start a scripture or religious some kind of ceremony at home, they do it 7 days. So we thought we do this 7 days, but we are taking it in a very honest way. Yeah, but uh, as I said, that stay on journey with lot of love. Always look at Baba and keep courage, because as I said, many things might appear, but we know why they appear so that we can burn them, put them in fire of yoga, in furnace of yoga. So what I thought that is quite a vast subject. So every day I will take little part of it so that it is very, very clear. So I think that all of us are 100% convinced and believe that I, as a soul, my original self, was completely pure. It's just pure energy, the soul. Yeah, we all believe. Each one of you, can I see the hand? Yeah. So what we're doing now, we want to reach to that stage of our original self with 100% purity. Because you will find that with purity, there is natural peace, there is natural silence, there is power in peace. Because what I find that most of the Brahmins, like all Brahmins, live pure, but very few recognize the power of purity in them. So they get lost into very little things. And sometimes I find that recognition that, yes, I am a pure soul. So little things, I shouldn't lose my energy in there. No? And then if they appear, you don't lose that self-trust and start thinking I'm not pure. You are pure, but there will always be, even if you clean, but then there will be some dust, more dust, and then you keep cleaning, keep cleaning. So that is why Domendari Janki said, Sachai and Safai. Safai means you have to keep cleaning. But that doesn't mean you get disheartened and say, or lose your faith in purity, or lose thinking that I have power of purity. No, since very little traces emerge, but then we shouldn't, as I said, lose that trust on your original self. So I just explained little bit on when it comes to purity, pure soul, within the soul, something which keeps soul conscient or living is the energy, right? So within the soul, the way it functions is there is power to think. We call it mind. Then there is power to discern. It's called intellect. And then the storage, we call it storage, or uh, the collection of all the account of karmas is in the form of sanskars. So it is mind, it is intellect, it's sanskars. But what exactly the soul is? Soul is light and might or energy. So pure energy. Soul is pure energy, and as much the soul is pure, that much is the sparkle of the soul. Like when Baba, we look at Shiv Baba, then a big Bab Dada comes. So there is big sparkle on the face of the Adi Gulzar as soon as Baba enters. So same is with each one of us. Our sparkle, the crown of light, is really our purity. So all the fortune is really based on the purity of the soul. So purity is very, very important to just always remember I am a pure soul. So keep that pure energy. So level of purity, Baba, Brahma Baba had vision of Vishnu in the beginning, and he heard, you can become like me, Tattvam, you are also like me. So we all also got Vishnu, that is our aim and object. So we shown here Vishnu image. Now in Vishnu, aim is very clear, and what we have to attain, that I will take later. The aim is the total purity. So the four symbols which are shown, first is Sudarshan Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra. Within the cycle, how the soul played the part, to have understanding or vision of that, and it is the symbol of purity of mind. That means to keep using or become Sudarshan Chakradhari for your purity of mind. Then there is a conch. And you know that conch is blown when people start worshipping or there is victory in the field. So conch is the purity of words. Whatever you say, whatever you speak should be pure, and also it awakens others, enlightens others. And then there is lotus flower, which is the symbol of purity of actions. So the aim is purity of mind, be Sudarshan Chakradhari, purity of words, like a conch, purity of words, purity of actions, that is, become like a lotus flower while living wherever we are, but we live very detached and lovely like lotus. And fourth is shown as a mace. And mace is the symbol of strength and victory. That means when there is purity of thought, words, and actions, then you are strong and you are victorious. So these four symbols of Vishnu, and the aim which Baba has given us is of complete purity. And then what you receive, double crown. One is light, crown of light, other is crown of kingdom, jewels and diamonds, what is shown, right? So this is the aim object. Now, when it comes to original self, at this time, soul is in the body. So there are three things in which whole drama world really continues, is soul and body combined. in any form. There is soul, but we're talking here about human being, soul in the body. So soul has these five things, right? I told you mind, intellect, sanskars, light and might. Same as body is also made of five elements. So they always talk about that dust returns to dust, no? In different religions, even in generally all traditions, and we see that's true, right? In Christianity, they have this Ash Wednesday. Different religions have this, like that body comes from the matter, it goes back in the matter. Mm. So now, I think you all are aware, what are five elements? Mm? Fire, air, water, earth, and heat. Mm? Fire, yeah. So air, fire, earth, ether, and water. So five elements now. This is body. So some I think air, breathing. Why we want oxygen? We want air because we breathe. And fire is the heat. If you do not have enough heat in the body, you feel very cold. So it's the energy element. That is why whole Ayurvedic, if you study or know little bit even, that in our body, if any element is not in proportion, that's your immune system becomes weak. So third is ether. Third is earth. And earth is our body, flesh. And then it is ether. Ether is this sound, polar. When we are able to speak, it comes, echoes and comes back. So that's the part in the body. And water, of course, we know that blood, the fluid in the body. So five elements and body is of five elements. But then when it comes to that purity on a level of body, because Baba says you have to become pavan. There is a difference between pure and pavan. I don't know in English, but one is pavitra, like you're viceless. And pavan is when your soul and body both are pure. And that is when you become worship worthy. Baba says Brahmins can be praised but not worshipped. Brahma Baba in his life never accepted any garland. Of course, there were many reasons, but one is Baba used to say, deities are pavan, they are worship worthy. So if body also has to be pure, soul has to be pure, then body. That is why Baba has principles, some disciplines, some maryadas, which we will take this week in thoroughly about what are the main principles, what are the disciplines, and also what are maryadas. Because we all belong to a very royal divine family, which has all beautiful spiritual norms, which are called maryadas. So then in the body, there are 10, no? They show Raman, they talk about conquering all 10. And 10 are 5 sense organs and 5 senses. This is actually more in the Eastern, they believe in 10. Others just say organs, right? But actually they call it Karmendri and Gyanendri. That means some are for actions and some are for senses, sensing, right? So I think you all are aware, but to revise, the 5 sense organs are ears, you listen, right? And nose, mouth, eyes, and hands. Yeah. Is there any scholarly person? You agree, right? So we have ears, nose, mouth, eyes, and hands. Sense organs are touch, touch, you feel the touch, smell, taste, listening, and seeing. Touch, smell, taste, listen, and sing. So, whatever for the purity, total purity, soul and body, Baba has given us certain principles, right? Because some people feel, why you can study knowledge, but if there is purity of mind and intellect, and also purity of all senses, knowledge, which is nectar, it is truth, it is wisdom. To understand it, purity is very important. These days, anyone can listen Murli, anyone can just, keep going on for a long time. But when I came to Baba, only those who live life of purity were able to enter Panda Bhavan or sit in morning Murli when Baba is speaking. Because Baba used to say that vibrations of purity are important. And that is why some of you know that there was a time at the center, there was classroom, then there was course room. This is Murli room. So say, what is the difference? Because those who follow principles, they sit in Murli rooms so that the vibrations are very powerful. And others, those who take course, used to be separate room. Now we have become like whatever is comfortable or possible, we do it. But originally, that is how it used to be. That means purity is very important for in all respects, vibrations, thoughts, so that your concentration, your capacity to receive knowledge as it is can be very, very clear. Like we have Mama. So Mama is listening, Dadi is listening, ordinary students listening. Listening was different. Knowledge was same, no? We all read and listen same only. But if the points of Murlis are like Baba say treasures or pearls or jewels, some could say it's a point of knowledge. And some will say they are really jewels of knowledge. Some say, oh, it's like nectar of knowledge. Some might say they are like weapons of the goddesses, weapons of knowledge. So, how does knowledge, when enters in our intellect and mind, changes into power of some kind? Depends on the purity. It's not just intellectual will understand knowledge faster. It's the purity. One who has pure heart, pure mind, will understand what God is saying because it is truth. It's not logic, or we do explain, These days we give a lot of examples, lot of comparisons. But in the beginning, we heard knowledge and we said, oh wow, this is God, this is truth, this is what really I understand. So purity is increasing the capacity that you can really absorb knowledge properly. So it's something very, very important. So that is why we will look into some things of some principles connected with senses, some are connected with sense organs. And not only that, but when you are living the life of purity, that is, your body is from elements, so it's a double purity, right? I remember that when Brahma Baba left body, and you all have seen Tower of Peace, he had decided and the cremation took place. But everyone in that area find so much healing, so much power. So the purity, by following principles of purity, taking in the body pure food, in the mind pure thought. So it's very, very important to understand that we have to have this purity, not only of the soul, but soul and body. That is why there are certain principles, certain disciplines, some requirement, which I think that those who understand that your body also has to be pure, then definitely what you give to body, or keeping it clean, or many different things which we will talk during these days, are very, very important. So our becoming pure, even body becoming pure, the vibrations then connect with the five elements. And you create such a lovely relationship with the nature. Because vices are abuse of nature in a way. You are abusing your body. Any kind of vice, because of body consciousness, is going against natural laws. So that friendship with nature, that the blessing which comes from nature, the nature provides us, right? If there is no air, how will you breathe? If it doesn't rain, not enough sunshine, we don't get grains, can you survive? Body, no. So always remind yourself, it's not question of just getting food, getting things, getting everything. And we get so trapped into accumulations, materially, all that. So that's why, everything, our habits in such a way that we have to drink bottled water, mineral water. What happened to minerals? So we said, let's take out gold, let's take out silver, let's take out metal, take out everything from the earth. So what is left then? They say these days, we sometimes say old people in olden days, old age people are more stronger than young ones because their food was very healthy. It's not they ate like today we think of only salad, and no, they ate regular food, but because there were minerals which is not there. So it's from the greed or whatever, all the vices, we will take each vice and how we have tried to empty the nature. So nature is not providing what body requires. But I like Baba's Murli very much when Baba said that even in your last birth, you are guaranteed with dal roti. So creating a very good karmic accounts with nature. When there is purity, we create a very good karmic accounts with the nature, that is five elements. So they provide, they protect, and that is called prosperity or fortune. So there is a lot of connection of purity and fortune. And today we look at people and say, oh, this one has so much wealth, so very fortunate. Not necessary. How happy you are, how peaceful you are, how secure you are, how carefree we are, right? That's the sign of prosperity. That's the sign we are fortunate. So purity actually is the source of all attainments in Brahmin life, all attainments. Some say, oh, this one's churning is very good. So it's not intellectual exercise, it's from purity. Dadi Janki, once we asked her, how can you keep talking of knowledge whole day? One point after other point, other point. In the mornings we listen to Dadi Janki's class. Every point is a new point, different point. And they look so real, no? They're not like repeating points. It's like Ganges is flowing. She says, because I have nothing else, so only knowledge. So her level of purity, that she has no ordinary things. She listened to things, but immediately resolve it, forget it. Naturally, she said, I don't remember. And we all experience that also according to our stage, that many things now we hear, but they don't stay with us, right? They don't pollute our mind or condition our mind. So purity helps you to absorb knowledge. But purity also is important to have constant relationship with Baba, connection with Baba. Purity helps you to experience God's love. When soul is pure, then you just keep experiencing that I belong to Baba, Baba loves me so much. It's not question of only love, but it's pure love, love with Baba, purity. So there are many, many benefits of purity. So we take little by little and then we go into depth of including in our practical life. Whatever more things we can do, we should do it. Drama actually has created this whole social distancing, no more of this. Majority of people living life of purity under compulsion with the fear of death, fear of sickness. But Baba's children, Baba used to say, time will come, but people will do based on circumstances, not on realization. So they suffer. Even they're doing it's like suffering. But Baba's children, with the time, we realize, we understand, and we enjoy. We're not suffering that we cannot touch, we cannot do this, or for everything we say, wow, it's very good. We're enjoying it. So ultimately, everyone has to be pure, Baba said, before going home, whether it is under compulsion or with realization. So purity is what I am. Purity is what is everything. So once you understand it, it will be very, very easy to look at whatever percentage, wherever we need to pay more attention on purity, we will be able to do it in a natural way. Why I'm explaining? Because I feel all of us should be able to do it in a natural way and in an accurate way and in a perfect way. And with this stage of purity, we not only live this life, but we serve also with such powerful, loveful, pure vibrations for everyone. There might see every time we talk, many questions are answered and many questions arise, which is very good. Some questions are answered and some arise. Why they arise? Because we want to know more clarity. So it's a good sign. And I'm sure that the way I'm talking or making you understand is a little bit traditional way, the how I understood. And I like it because there's a lot of value in understanding properly. Once you understand, you value it and you really want to do it, and you are able to do it in a very, very natural way. Om Shanti.